Hi guys, it's Mask Monday. My name's Fawn, you know the routine. It really helps the channel if you do click subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It just means that YouTube pays more attention and shows me to more people. But don't worry if you don't want to. Anyway, it's a Monday and it's not bad weather. Let's get myself ready. There we go. I tried that Philip Kingsley, this one, yesterday. I can't remember what box this came in, but it's the gloss one. So good. My hair feels really soft, and I mean, it didn't do anything to help the curls, but it did make my hair feel nice. So I thought I'd let you know. So I'm going to use Star Skin Eye Catcher. The light is shining on that terribly. Eye patches. These are nice and sticky. I don't know where I got these ones from. But let's have a look at these. What do they? Oh, there's the gluey bit. Right, okay. So I'm going to put them on that way. Am I meant to peel another bit off? Oh dear. By the time we've been doing this for a year or two, I will be so good at it, I'll be like a professional. But for the time being, I'm not. These smell lovely. And they feel really nice. That does feel really nice. There we go. Hang on a minute. Oh, they feel really nice. Really nice. And then I'm going to do an avocado sheet mask, because last week's was rubbish. I mean, I'm sure it was very funny and all that, you know, and I did look, I looked bizarre, but I can't say that my skin felt any better at all. This avocado one, it's one of these, you know, Korean or Chinese beauty ones. Oops. Ugh. They're so disgusting when you're getting them out. So I've had a lovely weekend because my eldest daughter has come home for a little while, so that she can have Christmas with us. Oh, my hand's in front of the camera. So she can have Christmas with us. Because obviously at the moment you can move around in London, but it does rather look like they're going to go back into a lockdown. She still has to work while she's here. There we go. Oh, this smells nice. This has got a really, oh gosh, it's so cold. It's got a really nice smell on it. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go back into lockdown, so she wouldn't have been able to come home for Christmas. And if she can, she does. Her fella also needed to go to Ireland, which is where his family's from. And again, you know, if they all went into lockdown, then they wouldn't be able to do any of these things. So she's come home. She's got to work from home. Something wrong here. Hang on a minute. She's got to work from home, so it's not like a holiday yet. But she's been working from home for ages and ages and ages, so she may as well work from here as work from her flat in London. And she wanted to spend a bit of time at home because it does rather look like she's off to America next year. She's been headhunted or whatever they call it, and she'll be disappearing off for a couple of years. I mean, a couple of years if she loves it, do you know what I mean? So she's really excited. I'm excited for her, while at the same time being, yeah, as a mum, I like my children on the same continent as me. But yeah, she's always been really, really adventurous. She's lived in lots and lots of places, quite exotic places. She has this real sort of, yeah, adventurous streak in her. So to be able to combine, I've just realised that's sticking up, just to be able to combine work, life with adventure, you know, it's absolutely her thing. And so I'm really, really pleased for her, and I'm so proud of her that she, you know, is getting these chances in life. That my little, you know, my little council house daughter, you know, is out there sort of carving a path that I wouldn't have thought was possible. So I'm very, very proud of her. But at the same time, as I say, there's a big chunk of me that's like, because I won't see that much. I mean, obviously she'll come back and hopefully I'll go across and visit. Although with the agoraphobia, you know, it's agoraphobia allowing. But it gives me a real reason to fight, to be able to go and see her. So yeah, she thought she'd take advantage and have a couple of weeks at home, even though she's working. It does mean in the evenings we can see each other, etc. Because, you know, the beginning of next year now, she's going to be very, very busy getting ready to go, getting a visa, and then actually leaving. So, I mean, the powers, the joy that is things like Zoom and that, you know, it's not like when I went to live in Germany, you know, I was married to my soldier husband, where, you know, we just didn't get to see family at all. And in fact, I didn't even have a telephone in my flat in Germany, and my husband wouldn't let me put a telephone in either. So it was a once a week walk to a call box with all my collected Deutschmarks, which I'd keep in a jar, and I'd have as long a conversation as I could until my Deutschmarks ran out, which wasn't very, yeah, it didn't really fill the needs of a young mum on her own, you know. But these days, I mean, you can keep in touch in so many ways, but it isn't really the same, is it? I mean, it is wonderful, and I'm so glad that we can, but there are times you just want to touch them, don't you? You know, you just want to touch their face or give them a hug, or, you know, I don't know about you, but when I first started using things like IM, Instant Messenger, and all this, the number of times that there would be, I would find myself at cross purposes with someone. They'd say something and I'd think, are they being horrible? Are they being rude? What do they mean by that? And I'm sure they did the same. I've got to snip this off. They were doing the same thing. No, I won't. I'll try and leave it on because I do have big wrinkles here. I'm sure they were doing the same thing the other end, because it's such a sort of stark way. We miss all the mannerisms and all the cues. Do you know what I mean? When somebody says something, they could be saying it in a sort of a witty, sarcastic, funny way. They could be saying it in a horrible way, but that's all lost because it's just words on a screen. Or even sometimes, you know, even doing this, you can sometimes come across peculiarly. And if you're with a friend having that conversation, they might say to you, what's that all about? And you can reply, but there's a delayed thing. I mean, a silly example is when I said about butter knives one time on this channel. And I said, I wonder if, you know, as if you guys don't have butter knives. Of course you have butter knives. My point was, do you have the pretend bone handle ones? It made it sound like I was a complete flipping idiot thinking that Americans don't have such a thing as a butter knife. You know, so it's all the little things that get lost. So it's never quite the same, is it? But I am a very happy woman that I can at least do that. So yes, so she's doing that. You know, they want her so much. They're even going to ship a cat out there for her. I can't imagine it. And then, let me see. My youngest daughter, she's doing great. The back is progressing. We'll leave it at that. The kids are a delight, a constant flipping delight. They had their little Christmas Carol concert last week, but of course we weren't allowed to go. They were only allowing 2 adults. They had to, then that included mum and dad, and they had to do it outside. So for a while it was touch and go whether it was going to happen at all, because if it was raining, obviously you can't have all the little kiddies outside. But there was a particular song, and it caused great laughter, that this song, at the end of this little nursery song, they were all supposed to lie on the floor, but they'd been told before they went out there, because they were doing it outside and it was muddy, just coopy down, don't lie down, just coopy down. Of course my 2 grandsons were spread eagled in the mud. They take things very seriously. They're at that age so that if I sing one of their Christmas carols with them, and I get a word wrong, you know, it's that, oh grandma, because I'm getting it wrong. So you know, the whole idea that their teacher said to them, don't lie on the floor, when they'd been learning it indoors, and it had been lie on the floor. I mean, it wouldn't be acceptable to them to do it differently. Yes, so they're working away. My son-in-law is trying to employ somebody, and he is having an absolute nightmare. An absolute nightmare. He needs an MOT tester. He's an MOT tester, but he needs someone else who is a mechanic and MOT tester. And I can't tell you how many people over the last 6 months have said, yes, yes, they wanted the job. Yes, yes, this was marvellous. He would offer them the salary. They would then go away, take this information that he was going to be paid X amount, go to their bosses and have managed to get a pay rise out of their bosses and have stayed. And I can understand people doing that. I mean, you need to, you're feeding your family, it's your job and all of that. And if there's a chance for you to get a pay rise, why not? But it is so frustrating for my son-in-law because it's, it's a small business. He's not a one-man band, but it's not, a big, I was going to say chain. I don't mean chain. What do I mean when they, like a concession or, it's not Peugeot or Vauxhall or whatever, it's a family-run business. So he's probably more desperate than most. He's having a nightmare getting someone. And he finally found someone who's really lovely, and he thought, oh great, this guy will be great, and this guy was really, really keen. And then the guy got in touch, and it was awful news just before Christmas to say that his wife, who, they have a young family, had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia quite a while ago. Had been for some subsequent tests finally because of all this COVID stuff and everything, this diagnosis of fibromyalgia had just been put on her and weight, but she'd finally been in, and it's cancer of the spine. So, he can't take the job, obviously. He's going to be home looking after his family. And this is not about what a nuisance it is to Tom. I'm not that heartless. But I'm just thinking, just before Christmas to find out that your wife has cancer of the spine, and you've got children, and it's just awful, awful. I just thought, oh no, that is so horrific. So, yeah, so they're a bit, they're frustrated on from a work point of view because, he's just got more work than he knows what to do with, and really, as a dad of 3, would like to have some backup with an employee, but at the same time, you can't even, that's such awful news for someone to receive that you just think, oh, I can't even be cross about it this time. With the others, we've always been like, oh God, they've done it again. They've gone and screwed a pay rise out of their existing boss, and why can't they see that if their existing boss valued them, they'd have been paying them that in the first place, and just sort of say, well, no, I'm sorry, I've been offered this by someone else, I'm going. And we've always, been allowed to sort of vent and go, oh. And this time we can't, because that's just such terrible news. I haven't been commenting and replying to comments, and I have been so busy, guys, and it's just not my flavour to do that. And in fact, I was feeling so bad about it the other day. I said to my hubby, maybe while all this is going on and I am so busy and finding this so difficult, maybe I should stop posting. Maybe I should come off YouTube for a little while, because I just don't feel it's fair. I don't feel it's fair on you guys, because I love you all and I love your comments, and I do generally get to read them. Sometimes it's sort of 2 or 3 in the morning. I'll be in the bathroom fumbling around for some headache pills, and I just sort of have a bit of a sit and I'll have a little read of some comments. But I do feel really badly that I'm not replying, and I hope that from when I first started, I always replied to every single comment I got. In fact, so badly that once or twice I commented to people who were putting up rude links I didn't realise. And things will return to normal. I can't say when. I can't say when, but they will. I am still me, and I am still loving all of you guys and hoping that everything is wonderful in your lives. I still haven't finished the Christmas decorating, but I do hope in the next couple of days to put up a little video of the conservatory at least. I'm nearly there. I am so nearly there. I'm sort of hoping that I can get it finished today. it's more about putting stuff away now. I don't know about you, I got all the boxes down from the loft and I've got all this random Christmas stuff. And of course it's stuff I've bought for sort of every house I've lived in. Because yes, some things get broken, but generally most of it survives. So you're sort of accumulating. By the time you get to my age, you've got tons of flipping stuff. And so, like, you know, wreaths or garlands that went around fireplaces at other houses. I don't have a fireplace for it to go around, and then it's trying to figure out where can I put it. And sometimes I can't come up with where to put it. So yeah, so sort of half of what comes down from the attic goes straight back up in the attic because I can't actually use it. But I'm not throwing it away either because it's good stuff. And more to the point, it's got memories. You know, I get it out and I go, oh, there's nowhere I can put this. But remember when I put that around the thing and we had the candle and we, you know, so I'm never going to get rid of it. But I really should organise it so that I know not to bring down certain boxes maybe. I don't know. So yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. There's boxes and bags. There's bags of things I've got to wrap for the kids' stocking. Not the grandkids. When I say the kids now, I mean my daughters and their fellas. And the little one for my mum. So I might do a bit of filming of that as well if I can. I think I'm not very good at that sort of thing yet. So you know, figuring out how to angle the camera so you can see what I'm doing. But I may just do a sort of and I'm going to wrap this and explain who it's for, and then stop the video, wrap it up, show you the part. I don't know how to do it. I'm still such a new YouTuber, and I see other channels and I think, how did they do that? That's so clever. So, but I'm working on all that kind of thing. As I say, the weather's not too bad here today, so it's dry at the very least, and it's quite bright. I wouldn't say it was sunny, but it's quite bright, which is nice. It means that when we go out and you know, do things with the animals, we can actually see what we're doing, and we can spend the time, you know, giving them a good brush down or whatever. Whereas when it's raining, we just sort of, you know, get them in and get them in their stables, get them nice and dry and cozy. We don't really fuss with them, but when it's dry like this and it looks like it's fairly mild, we take the chance to check them over and check feet and check bums, especially with sheep. And we'll just check them all over, make sure they're as they are. So I might can do a little bit of videoing of that maybe as well. I don't know. Really depends on how they perform, because I don't have all the fancy gadgets. So if I'm doing something with them, I can't really be holding a camera as well. So at the moment it's a lot of mucking out. Oh, mucking out the stables, because we don't deep litter them. Some people deep litter. I don't know if you know what that means, but basically they put hay down, not hay, straw down, and then the horse pees and poos, and then the next day they put a clean layer on top, and gradually the bed gets sort of deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's called deep littering. We don't really do that. We tend to properly muck out, just because when you eventually you have to take the bed out. It's such a monumental job that we've just sort of decided, no, that's not for us, no. We did it, I think it was the first year or the second year we were here, I can't remember, one or the other, we had big snow. And we decided, yeah, it was just too bloody cold, it was too bloody awful, and the horses, we weren't really putting them out as such. So we wanted a quick and easy way to do it, and we were deep littering. But when the weather broke then and we needed to change, because I mean, you can't do it forever, you'd fill the whole whole room, whole stable. So when we eventually went to do it, oh, what a job it was. I mean, we literally sort of did a stable a day, and we were all at it because there was just so much. And of course, horses are so heavy, you can imagine they compact it down so it's wet. I mean, they make buildings out of straw and mud, you know, and then it dries into a brick form. So you can imagine these don't dry because they're being peed on, but the horses are walking on it and it gets compacted, and literally you almost need sort of an axe to break it up enough to get it out, especially if the weather's cold. So I'm not doing that this year, but it does mean that there's more work, you know, more daily work. So there's a lot of that going on. I was sort of hoping it would help with my arms, but look how flabby they are. You wouldn't think that in a lot of ways I'm as fit as a flea, would you? I'm as fit as a flea with a sort of saggy suit of curviness over the top. I also wanted to say I've been getting lots of cards from people, and I'm going to save them until Christmas. I did show some, I think it was last week, but I've had quite a few now, and I've had a few sneaky little gifts as well. So I kind of want to, I haven't opened the gifts. Pennies are still here and so on. I want to sort of open them on Christmas Day and chat to everybody and send my love to people individually on Christmas Day. I hope that's okay. It's going to be a chatty sort of vloggy type of thing on Christmas Day, so that yeah, I can send everybody love on the right day. And I'm learning so much, even though I haven't done Vlogmas this year. I had hopes to do it, but I just couldn't, you know, with everything that went on, and I still didn't really have it pinned down in my head how it works. But I've been watching so many other channels where they're doing it and doing it well. I'm making little mental notes so that next year I can do it properly. So I've just been, it's been business as usual on my channel, really. I'm still shopping. Anyway, right, I think I've had this on. I've been chitter-chattering away. That one was not too bad at all. Oh, it took one of the eye masks straight off with it. There's the other one. Those eye masks, what did I say they were called? Let me just find the packaging. The Star Skin, bits of stuff stuck to it. The Star Skin eye masks, they were really nice. They felt lovely. And I do think, I'm just looking in the mirror, I've still got eye bags. I've still got eye bags. That would take a miracle. But they do feel softer and less pronounced. I'll see this video back and I'll think, what are you talking about? You still look like you've packed for a one-year cruise on the QE2. But yeah, I feel nice actually. I feel really nice. That mask stayed really cold, which I love. It didn't warm at all, which I love. And it did say, you know, just rub in anything that's left on the skin, or just let it soak in, whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. So that was my Mask Monday for this week. And I hope you will get a chance to sit down, or like me, I prefer to lie down. Not that I ever do it on here. I was thinking the other day, there must be a way to suspend the camera so that I can lie down and talk to you and go, oh, you know. But I haven't figured that out either yet. I am so not a techie person. But I do hope you get a chance to take some time for yourself to use a mask and have a little bit of a chillax. And don't forget to check out the other ladies that do Mask Monday Ladies. I will put the hashtag in. I sometimes forget and get into awful trouble. And of course our original, our OG, Lois. Oh my God, Lois, I always say it wrong. I don't know why I try to say Lois. Lois, who started all of this. So, okay, I'm off. Bye guys.